up these curling shoes. All right, see you later. Good luck, Siegel.
All right, folks, welcome back. We are here at draw 13, I believe, of the Vegas Spring Spiel here at the Anchorage Curling Club. Teams are just getting on the ice, getting ready. I'm not sure of the lineup. We'll get that here in a second. Over on sheet A, we have Team Newman, women's team, against Team Siegel. And on sheet B, we have Team Schomer against Team Harmon.
Okay, Elvis is now putting up a draw on sheet B.
Do we have Elvis against Elvis on the sheet B? This is going to get very confusing.
No, I think they're all on this. Oh, you're right.
I think you're right. I think we got Elvis against Elvis here.
Elvis is everywhere.
Yeah. All right. So what color is Elvis shooting? Sorry.
Well, this Elvis is throwing yellow.
Okay.
So that's Schumer.
Schumer shooting yellow rocks.
He's throwing lead.
Okay. And it looks like Siegel is also shooting yellow rocks.
That's
all right.
right.
On sheet A. Okay, I think we're all set up.
So they're going to try and draw in behind their red guard.
Cade's calling the weight is a little heavy, but first in. You never know with the tall grass.
It looks a little heavy on the red.
Yeah, but not too bad though.
I think it's going to get through here.
Oh, again, and swept it out the back. All right.
And
they'll learn to get better.
Yeah. Steve, playing on John Siegel's team, just put up a guard, and I can't tell if it's biting or not. Looks like it must not be biting, so they have to draw around it. You're not allowed to hit rocks out of play in the first 5 rocks. If the rocks are outside the house. Well,
Just noticing, I'm not sure if the viewers can see, but the Newman Desaunier rink has got Queen T-shirts on, and there's a new nomenclature on the back of their
new
shirts.
Sponsor, maybe?
Yeah, maybe new sponsor. Kiss my something. I can't quite make it out.
I have no idea.
Kiss my ace.
You know what? I don't think that's an appropriate sticker.
Ruffians, yes. All right, Harmon are trying to come back onto that shot rock in the house, but it looks like they're tight onto their guard. Oh, they're going to promote it. Not a bad promotion. Oh, it's carrying a little bit deep on sheet B, and it's out of the back of the house. GB looks like Shomers are trying to guard their shot that's in the forefoot. Might be carrying a little bit deep. And the Newman rink are trying to pull one in into the house on sheet A, undercover. Oh, they're gonna have to sweep that in. Got to sweep that in. It's not gonna be undercover, but it's a nice shot to the button. Looks like Harmon on sheet B are trying for the double, take those 2 yellow rocks out of the house. Don't think they can roll behind cover, but probably to eliminating some of those yellow rocks that are in play. Oh, this looks like it might be a little wide on sheet B. Might be another flash. Oh my goodness.
And this one, oh, it's going to hang around.
Sheet A, nice hit and roll. Wide out in the open.
So Debbie the skip is wondering what she needs to do. She's going to call a takeout.
I'm sure on sheet B, I'm sure they're going to protect their 2 stones after that little bit of a flash.
Yeah. So they're going to throw up a guard. Well, that guard is kind of hanging out there. It needs to curl a bit in order to provide the protection they're looking for. And
hey, they're sweeping us.
They're a little tight.
Sweeping this takeout.
They're a little tight.
Going hard on it. Going hard on it. Oh, they've lost it.
I curled quite a bit. Yeah, we should watch this because we haven't curled on this ice.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
we'll
so I mean, it's a good question. Right? We've not really seen in any of these games any fudging or anything. I haven't heard of anybody talk about any fudging. So the ice seems to be holding up pretty well.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, but they're definitely talking about how much it curls on sheet A.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Siegel team looks like they're trying to draw one in behind the cover of the guards up in front. Looks like they're a little tight and light.
I don't think so, Skip. I think it's looking good and by.
Oh, look at that. It's coming right in. What a good shot. Siegel team are sitting 2 on sheet A.
3, actually.
3, that's right.
Oh, they're trying to peel the guard, but Kate is, I think, a little outside. So it's not looking good for Red in sheet B.
The Harmon team are struggling a little bit with some of those takeouts.
Looks like Red is struggling on both sheets right now. Now this needs to curl a little bit. Needs to curl. Needs to curl a little more. That's it. Donna's trying to give it a little bit of body English. It's not bad. It's got to curl a little bit more. Oh, unfortunately, it's just nudged wide, so it's an open hit. Okay. Team
Schomer
is trying to put another guard up.
I think they're trying to nudge that front guard in.
Certainly that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, so Mark playing for the Siegel rink is trying to hit this red one out. Looks like it's a good shot.
You guys have a good night or have a good afternoon.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Red is in a little bit of trouble here on sheet A. What are they going to call? Debbie is contemplating a hit and roll. Yeah, that's the call. So they're going to call a hit and roll. Try to freeze up to the other yellow one. On the other sheet, Cade made a pretty good shot, cut him down, but there's yellow is still sitting 2. So Schumer's gonna put in a guard. So here comes the third throwing shot. It's looking not bad. They're trying to keep it straight so they can get the hit and roll over. It's looking pretty good. Can they keep it straight? Can they keep it straight?
Oh, it's going to get a little inside roll, not much.
Oh, it's a good try. That's very close. Are they complaining about our commentating?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Okay, Mark is trying to do the same thing, just hit and stay where it is. It's a little bit on the line. It may take a bit to get off, but once it does, it will curl, and it is. So this is a good shot again by Mark. And it may get a roll in, and nope, they don't.
And then the nose hit there.
So I'm pretty sure Team Newman will be trying the same shot.
Elvis is in the building. Pretty obvious Elvis is in the building.
Encore! Encore!
So they're taking a little bit more ice. The only danger about this is the ice could be, it may take longer to get across the line to come over, so there's always a risk that it may flash. But with that yellow where it is, it's not big risk because they'll just hit that one instead. So
Yeah, even if they're real thin on it, it could get a nice double out of it.
So it's looking pretty good.
Good looking shot.
It's a good line, just depends on weight.
They got to sweep it.
I think you're right, they better sweep it hard because it's curling now. Oh, good call by the skip. Oh. Well, that's a good result. They got 2 out.
Yeah.
Give him the doubles board. Oh, look at that.
And actually, when you look at it, that the front end looks like almost a natural to get the other one out as well.
Oh, yes.
Right?
It could be locked.
Bias commentary.
Just calling out the facts here, folks.
Very questionable.
Getting a little bit too much audience participation here for the moment. We'll get the Mounties in here to start to control the situation in a little bit.
So John Siegel is elected to guard. And on the other side,
I think Gannon is also guarding.
Gannon is also guarding. So this is a pretty straight rock. It needs to curl a little bit. They may have to play it rub to get the line they wanted. Oh, it rubbed too much. So that yellow rock is still open.
Really unfortunate for the Schomer team.
It's good weight.
So now the double is available. It's sort of a thick double in order to get the 2 Yellowstones out of sheet B.
Yeah. And here comes Siegel, and it's coming down the ice. It's coming down the ice. It's coming down the ice. Here it comes. Here it's coming down the ice. 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 It's coming down the ice.
What would we do without this? She's brilliant.
So that rock is almost in the same spot as where Donna hit. So Debbie's going to try and do the hit and just roll in front of it. Really, they're just trying to force them to keep them to 1.
So I think the Newman Deb rink have shot rock here. I mean, not shot rock. They've got the hammer.
That's right.
Right?
So maybe they're going to just try and hit and roll away so that they can have access to that shot.
Right, exactly.
Look at this shot. Wow, that's a great shot by...
They managed to get the double on sheet
Way
B.
to go, Elvis.
By the Harmon rink. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, so now the Harmon are sitting 1 and 2
Yes, they are.
on sheet B.
Yes.
That was a beautiful shot.
He's the guy that played well against us.
Oh, exactly, yeah. That's who we thought was going to play with us.
Yes.
Yes.
I was sitting there like, good shot. He comes over, he's like,
All right. Looks like she might be a little wide.
But they might be able to get it by and get the back rock.
Oh, careful,
needs a
careful,
wick.
Careful. Oh, no, 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 no. All righty. Went right through.
That's a tough call. They probably should have
Yeah.
let it wick and then maybe get a ricochet, but it has to be a perfect.
Yeah, that's always a tough sweeping call by the
Yeah.
skip on those kind of rocks.
Oh,
Oh, and sheet B. Looks like they're a little light there
so
by
looks
the
like
Schomer team.
Harmon has scored 2, I think.
Stolen 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, John, what's he doing? I think John is just trying to protect his shot rock.
All you gotta do is tell people what
do this on the other side. They're not going to pick that up.
No. Apparently you got to be like real close.
3 inches.
You could get closer though if you want to be.
All right, John is readjusting the ice, and here he goes.
Okay.
He's just trying
He
to.
must be guarding, right?
He is guarding. That's what I think he is, but that looks pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I think it's coming in.
So I'm going to watch these guys.
He might be actually trying to promote his to second shot.
That's not what they indicated, but this is certainly a good plan B.
To do a beer tour with our friends Ken and Jeff.
It's going to ricochet and be perfect. Now they're line
Oh,
2.
interesting.
Are they line 2? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Cidery.
They're running cidery and they're talking about a couple of places. What are your plans?
I have no plans. I'm playing B. Always.
Yeah, so the Newman rink are in tough shape right now. The double is not too difficult to cut them down to 1, but it's literally impossible for them to try to get a point here.
Yeah,
We're in the B bracket 7.
I agree. It's a very difficult shot.
Are you actually curling or are you just hanging
I mean,
out?
the only thing I can see is that promotion of that double on the front, the red onto the yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, if they hit that hard enough, they could chip that across the top of that right-hand yellow.
Yeah.
And then that one could come back and promote the other one. It's just such a circus shot.
Yeah. It needs a lot of weight.
Yes.
So I think they've elected to try and go for the straightaway double.
Right.
Oh my god.
And Elvis, number 1, is throwing. He's going to try and come in behind.
It was like a blue, paisley.
Donna is still trying to line up the rock to see where it needs to hit. It really, a nose hit would kill both. A nose hit would kill both.
He's only been Elvis.
Yes.
Oh, that was a nice shot by Ty. Elvis won.
She always surprises you.
Well, we got it. I think we all got kind of excited about it. But
So
the
Harmon,
button thing.
they don't care about it. They're going to ignore it. They're just going to guard it up again because, again, they got. When you,
Deb sent her rock off
Oh, and then her
on
whole
sheet A.
Oh, I know.
Looking
it's
pretty
close.
good.
It's
Looking pretty
gotta.
good.
They gotta hang. Keep that straight. It's gotta stay straight. Just. Oh, it just
it's
curled too
overcurling
much.
Just a little bit. All right. So Siegel looks like Siegel got 2 points
Yeah.
Her
on
and
sheet
me
A.
and
Yep.
Melissa are all really into costume and so like devices weird.
So on the sheet B, they're trying to come in behind. Looks a little heavy.
Dude, but
Gavin is sweeping it out. So
sure she literally broke the DeLorean.
Gavin is probably going to call for a.
She could wear it and like
a
put
tap
it in the
back.
wall, and it looked like the DeLorean, and it was like a transformer. It's just, oh my god, the headlights work. No, she's insane. But she just
Yeah,
got
so-
kind of like, oh, these characters are
Gavin is calling for another draw around. They're going to come around their own yellow. And even if they
kind of like,
ricochet a bit,
she's
they'll have 2 rocks that are in good shape.
skills that way, so. But yeah, so I'm like, oh man, the 3 of
So-
us.
I have no skills.
Well,
Ty's shot looks a pretty good weight. It's curling a little bit too much for them, though. It needs to get by the red one. It did.
Yeah, it looks like it's clear.
And that's not a bad shot by Ty. They now got 2 rocks in play.
Yeah, sparkly. What do you want? I'm okay. But good call.
Picture a cocktail.
Yeah.
Picture a whiskey.
Picture gin and tonic.
Terrible idea.
Okay, on sheet A, yellow is drawn right to the 4 foot.
Picture.
And when you got last rock, sometimes you try and ignore those rocks, but since it's so close to the button, they have to play for it. So they're going to try and hit this out. Just a light takeout. Kate is,
Gonna see that one hard.
she's got a bit of weight. Hopefully they can keep it straight. And I think she has a good piece of the rock. Will she be able to stay around? No, so they'll both spill out. Now on sheet B, red is trying to hit that yellow one that's in the front of the house, but it's a little wide again. Steve with John Siegel is going to try and throw another guard up. I don't know if Steve's got enough weight to get it across the hog. Is it? Yeah, they got enough. It's going to come in now. Actually, that last 6 or 7 feet, it curled quite a bit. So, but Debbie's going to ignore that and going to ask for Kate to draw around. Now on sheet B, yellow is sitting 2, and they're going to just try and guard their top rock. Now they're a little wide, and that sheet is pretty straight down that line. I'm not sure it's going to come back, and it looks heavy too, so it may go through the house. Okay, Kate is trying to get by. Now she is by him. Now will it stay? Looking good. That's a great shot by Kate. And hopefully it stays in front of the tee line. No, it's a little heavy, but that's not bad. The problem with rocks behind tee lines is that it allows the other team to come and sit on top of it. And John is thinking about it, and that's what he's going to do. So he's going to try and follow it in. Now on sheet B, they're going to try and hit and roll in. Now, that ice is pretty tight. And based on this morning, oh no, they played negative ice. That's exactly the right call for ice. And will they get a piece though? They got a piece. So yellow is sitting 1. Kirby from John Siegel's team is following the rock in. It's looking like a really good shot. Maybe a little short, but that's still in a good shape.
Will you hand me that roster?
The rooster.
So Debbie has called for a hit. This is a tricky shot. They're trying to hit it, but not jam in the back. Which this is going to be a very touchy shot.
Not too bad when you look at the overhead and the offset, right? Is that they can get a good quarter to a third of it and still probably roll it out the side.
Right. What they can't do is have that rock cross over, because then it will definitely jam.
Exactly.
So it has to hit it on the high side here. It looks like it's curling a little bit too much, unfortunately, and it might jam.
They need to let it go.
Well, let it go.
Let it
Yes.
go. Let it go.
Actually, that's even a better
nice
result.
Shot. Very nice shot on sheet A.
That is a beauty. So, sheet B. Kate is eyeing this yellow rock. He's going to try and hit and roll in behind.
Probably needs a little more ice than this. You know.
Yeah, based on this morning's experience, this is not enough ice.
Tends to curl a lot in that direction.
So,
Oh, that's all right. He flared it out a little
and
bit.
he's got a lot of spin on the rock, so it keeps it straighter when there's a lot of turn. So Kirby is just trying to clear the guard. That's the right call.
Cade made a nice shot at sheet B.
Yep. And Kirby made a nice peel on the guard. That's the right call. Opens it up, so now Red can throw it on the other side and split the house. But Debbie has decided to play a guard. So, Summer's team are looking at drawing in. Here they are. Going to try and go through this very tight port. It's a very difficult shot because of how the ice curls. If you're just a little outside, it will not come back. I think they're going to try and do the promote here. They're going to try and raise it in, which will be good if they get the right angle. This is actually looking good.
Yeah, it looks really good because of the weight they have.
Oh, it needs to sit down now.
Oh, and they got a piece of the forefoot. No, just about. Right on the edge of the forefoot.
That's a pretty good result.
Yeah, because they got a guard that's
right.
just a little bit above it.
Here goes Michelle. Actually, they now decided to split the house. That is actually I would say the better call. Now they're just worried. It doesn't look good. The sweepers are not sweeping. That means she's probably a little heavy. Maybe try the wick. It's too late. The Newman rink, there was an opportunity in there, but unfortunately they drew through. So John is going to call for that red rock in the front to get peeled out. Again, depending on how it's hit, they could get both.
Both sheets are thrown at the same time.
Malcade is trying to probably. Oh, they are going to go for the takeout. That's a pretty gutsy call. That's a tight shot. But you know, it's not bad. Even if they hit their red one, at least
sheet
clears
A
away.
missed. Oh no, they got a piece of the front.
Oh, so that wasn't what Siegel's team was hoping for. So Debbie is calling for the come around.
What happened on sheet B? Did Red manage to get a piece of that? But
Yeah, it did.
But they're not. Are they in the edge of the house?
Right is on the edge of the house.
Okay.
That was a pretty impressive shot by Cade because I
Yeah.
didn't think they could get that.
Yeah, and back to sheet A. I mean, it sort of resulted in the same thing they were looking in the first place, was splitting the house.
Yeah.
So they got a nice job there. Looks like they're going to draw in again around that upper guard.
So here goes Newman. She's going to try and draw in behind. Again, they're just keeping it clean. That means that maybe she's a little heavy. Donna is motioning to try and slow down the rock. It's not looking good, though. I think it's going to probably go through. Obviously, the ice has gotten a lot quicker than the first end.
Yeah, in curling, it's always this challenge, right? Is that the difference in weight between the first end and the next two ends changes quite dramatically as the rocks run over that pebble surface.
That's right. So Mark is trying to hit the back one. They're sweeping hard. I can't see from my perspective if they got a piece or not. Oh, they really missed. Boy, did that ever curl. So Donna, the Newman rink has an opportunity to try and curl in behind again. So hopefully Donna now has a good feel for what the weight should be, and all she really needs is just to get a biter. She doesn't need anything more than that.
All right, sheet B looks like the Harmon team is trying to just knock that yellow rock out of play.
And if they do, then they'll be line two again. So here's Donna's draw. She's trying to come around. The sweepers are still not looking like they want to sweep it. I'm hoping that's not a bad sign, but it's not good when the sweepers don't want to sweep.
Real good hit with the Harmon rink on sheet B.
Oh yeah, you're right. Is that rock going to stay? It's going to bite. It just bit.
Just at the very back.
Oh,
Just hang on.
So, Gavin has got a tricky takeout here. Again, I'm not sure about the ice call because that direction it curls a lot.
Gavin's got a fair bit of weight behind him. You know, he can throw a pretty hard rock, but you're right, is that it curls a lot in that direction.
So Gavin is going to have to throw a lot of weight in order to keep it straight. So we'll see how this goes. He certainly has the weight. So it depends on...
Oh, not bad.
It's looking good. Or is he a little outside?
Oh,
No, didn't curl enough.
Oh. A little bit unfortunate for them.
Yeah, he threw a lot of weight, and that's why he went really straight.
All right.
So John is just trying to do a hit.
So it looks like this is a little bit unusual shot. It's way out in the wings here on sheet A.
Behind
you
the
know,
guard.
So he's probably going to throw a moderate amount of weight and try to hit and just sort of keep behind cover.
But I don't think it's there. I think it would just stay in the open, and then Debbie could hit it out. So now they're reconsidering. Yeah, so this is a shot that Skip probably would have called, and that's what they're doing now. They're going to go in behind, which is the right call because they got a lot of backing.
That's right, yeah.
John is delivering. Looks good. It's a clean release. It really just depends on the weight now. The line is not bad. It's a little bit wide, so it may not bury as much as they would like. The sweepers are not sweeping it, so that's not a good sign for John. It doesn't look good. It looks like it's going to go through. John is not happy.
This ice looks like it's running really fast
It is.
today.
Yeah. So here's the Harmon rake. They're trying to come in behind. This is difficult to do with this ice. But it looks like he's got pretty good weight. Boy, that's a nice draw by Harmon. It's a little deep. It allows Gavin to come and use that as backing to draw in for one.
So they're just behind the button. So they're at the back of the 4-foot there.
So Gavin has to be careful here because this will run straight if he has any bit of weight, and it will just flash that red one. So he has to be careful with the weight.
All right, so sheet A, everybody's been throwing them through on sheet A, so it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Debbie can pull it back enough, you know, and recognize just how fast this sheet is down this line.
Right.
Oh, they're having quite a little conference here talking about stopwatches and clocks, so they're trying to give her some good advice.
So Debbie's trying to get a feel for what she should throw, and that's probably why she's talking to the sweepers. Here goes Gavin. This is going to be, again, he has to be careful to not overthrow this shot because it will go straight by. They are sweeping it. That's a good sign.
Oh, yeah, but it looks like it's running straight from what we can see.
But he must be light.
They
so
gotta let it go. They got to let it go.
It's looking okay. I think he's got a good shot here. Oh, it did flash. That was the risk. Oh, and they unfortunately knocked the yellow one out in the back.
All right, on sheet A, they're just lightly sweeping, so this looks like it's pretty good for the Newman rink because they're just sweeping off and on, which is really a good sign.
They don't want it deep. They just want it in the top of the 12. That is a perfect. Oh, it just went a little too deep.
That's a really nice shot.
So it's still in front of the tee. John still has a chance to get out of this end by just sitting on top of it. It may not give him shot rock, but at least it will cut it down because they're line 4 right now.
But there's two rocks backing that rock on sheet A, right, which is really a good sign for the Newman rink.
So John is looking to hit, which he has to be careful because the hit will probably put him out in the open. But he's feeling that he needs to cut some rocks. Red rocks out of there. So he's calling for the hit.
So it looks like on sheet B, it looks like the Harmon rink scored another 2. They stole another 2 in
stole
that
another
end.
2.
Yeah.
So John is zeroed in. He's calling for the takeout. I don't know what kind of weight he's going to throw. and I'm not sure how much it curls on this sheet. So,
So what do you think, George? I mean, should he be throwing soft weight and trying to curl and get protected behind that?
yeah,
right?
well, he's in a predicament here.
Yeah, it's a
And
tough-
if he
tough
does
shot.
that, it could curl too much, and then he'll wreck on the yellow guard. So this is a tricky shot.
It's almost better to freeze, but he's not called enough ice for a freeze.
No, he's definitely playing the hit. The issue is that if he doesn't get buried, Debbie will have a straight open hit for 4. Now it's curling too much. It's going to wreck. It may wreck. It's going to wreck.
Not wrecking. It's got a
Oh.
good clean hit.
That is a nice shot by John.
So now he's traded positions with the Newman rink, where
No.
now he has backing.
Now, who has shot rock? That is too close to the call.
It is very, very close to call.
So because it's last rock, you're wondering if maybe they should just draw for 1. But it's such a risk reward here.
This is really difficult to give up because there's a real serious danger of jamming on the back
Yeah.
red one.
But that is the call. They're going to call I would probably call it a controlled takeout, and hopefully it comes across the face of that rock so that they can sit 3. So that is the call. I think it's the right call. Debbie doesn't need to throw much weight. It just needs to be enough to hit it out. Now in sheet B, there's an open hit and it needs to curl a little bit to hang around. And now Gavin's going to try and sweep it out. He's going to sweep it hard. No, it doesn't quite get it out. So here goes Debbie. It's a little tight. They're sweeping. They got to sweep hard to get by that guard. They've got to get it by that guard hard, girls. Here they go. It's looking close. Get it by. Can it get it by? Oh, it's
Really,
looking
really
good.
good.
Oh, nice shot by the skip.
Oh, what a great shot
Good shot by the Debbie.
by the Newman rink.
People don't realize that is a very difficult shot.
That was a really impressive shot.
Debbie has got a big sigh of relief. That was very close to hitting the guard. The sweepers kept it straight.
That was a huge shot.
Now on sheet B, just the 1 red rock in the back. And Harmon is just going to call for their rock to curl behind that red guard. Now in the morning, this direction, it curled quite a bit. So there's a good chance they can get this semi-buried.
Digits in this.
Kate is getting ready to go shoot her shot. She's going to try to put it in front of the house. And Harmon is doing the same thing. No, sorry, they're trying to draw in behind the yellow. Now, it looks like it's a little light. Kate is trying to sweep, but I'm not sure he's sweeping in front of the rock. So I think Cade needs a taller broom. He's just so hunched over. It must be difficult being a tall guy and sweeping like that. Here we go. Cade is trying to keep it outside the house because if they keep it in front of the house, then the other team can hit it. Unfortunately, I think it's just coming in, so then John can hit that rock. So, Schomer is now going to try and draw in behind. Now, that looks a little tight to me from my angle, but obviously it's not because they're not calling the sweep. The weight looks pretty good, so it just needs to... Yeah, it was a little tight. But that's not a bad result. They got in behind the other guard. So, back to square one. Kate's trying to put a guard up, so here goes Harmon. They're trying to hit that yellow one out, but that's going to curl. They better get on that ice. Kate is trying to keep it straight, but if they are, he's sweeping on the wrong side. It needs to be the other guy sweeping. Oh, wow, what a shot. Good shot. And that's a good shot by Kate. Maybe a little bit off the line more than what they would like. John's going to use that as a guard for his purposes. And here goes Steve. He's got a determined delivery. Looks a little heavy. The sweepers aren't sweeping it. And I don't think that's going to hang around. And he's got a lot of handle. And if you viewers out there with a lot of handle, the rock does not curl very much. So here on sheet B, they're trying to draw in behind. It's not looking good. It looks like it's going to wreck on the guard, so they're going to let it die. Looks like Ty's caution was making him overheat. He's decided to strip
The Elvis personality.
Yeah. Elvis has left the building, at least that one has. So here goes Michelle. She's going to try and draw in behind. Sweeping, their sweepers are sweeping it. It's looking a little light. They need to get on this and drag it, but I don't think it's going to get there. But they'll bring it as close as they can, because then they can maybe promote it in the next shot. Kate is going to try and draw in behind here. He's got lots of room, so sweepers are trying to get it there. Well, it came out short, but it's not a bad result because, again, Red doesn't have last shot, and that is making it difficult for Gavin if he needs to draw in behind to the forefoot. So here's Yellow. They're trying to draw in behind. Again, there's lots of room. And it looks a little heavy, too. Debbie's getting ready to sweep it out. Even if it doesn't get out, it's not that big a deal for Red because they can come in and sit on top of it if they want. Here on sheet B, Yellow is trying to get a rock in. It's going to wreck on their guard. Here's Michelle. She's going to try and draw it behind. And Cade is looking at his shot. I think on sheet B, they're going to try and go through the port and get in behind that corner guard. Cade's eyeing it. They want more ice. They're calling for more ice. And that is a pretty good attempt by Michelle. And the good result is even if they're up front like that, if they hit it, they could jam in the yellow on the back. So that's a good position rock. Here goes Cade, he's trying to draw it behind. They're sweeping for weight, I think, or are they going to, actually they're trying to promote it in. They're going to do a tap back here. And that's not bad because they may actually split it open, which is okay for Gavin, but that's actually a pretty good result. And Kirby on this shit might hit his own out. Just about. Schomer is looking at trying to draw in behind.
The Newman rink are trying to promote their own up to the button on the sheet A.
So here, they are trying to draw in behind their own. There's a red guard there. This is a delicate shot. There's not much room here. There's a chance you rubbing the guard on the left-hand side of the sheet here. So she's a little inside it, thinking have to be worried about promoting that red one in. I think you better sweep. They're sweeping it, but unfortunately it's curling too much, and it's going to promote another red shot in the house. That was a very difficult draw. Unfortunately, Schomer's team, they're not looking good at this end.
On sheet A, it looks like Donna Newman is trying to raise her own red rock just a little deeper into the rings.
Looks a little heavy, but if they sweep it
Nice
on
angle though. Nice angle though.
that's not a bad result.
Not bad.
And they're line 2, so that's good result. Harmon is getting ready to try. They're probably just going to plug the middle. Here we go. Harmon's trying to plug the middle. On yellow, they're going to hit and roll out, and they may jam here.
Oh,
complete
they
flash again.
flashed again.
I think Mark is not throwing enough weight for those shots. And Jason Spepula just got it across, but it really didn't do much because they still have an open draw for. So, what is Team Schomer doing here?
Looks like they're just trying to do a simple draw. It's a really, really tough shot.
I just don't know how they can get it in there without racking. I think they need to actually come around the other way.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
with a nice little soft backline weight shot, they could hit that red and then roll themselves over to the side under cover.
I just don't know how they can get in with this line, Skip. I just don't think they're going to get it in.
I think Donna's on sheet A is trying to throw a top 12. Something biting, just something biting top of the house.
It looks a little heavy though.
It's not too bad.
It's not a bad result. Even if they're full 8 foot, it's still a good result because again.
No, excellent shot. All right, here comes sheet B. All right, so here's a Schomer rink, right? They're going to be onto their own rock.
I just don't think, Skip, that was a possible shot.
Yeah.
They had to come around the other way. It just. I mean, they do have now a rock that they can promote the other way now at least,
right?
But they're just going to guard it.
Yeah, they're going to guard that promotion right now.
And then the only shot they have is what we originally called, Skip.
Yeah.
Now, Mark may be flashing again here.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I've seen Mark miss that many shots the whole season.
Yeah,
it must be. I think he's had quite a couple of weeks away from the curling rink, and he's trying to get his game back. So, Mark usually is a lot more consistent in that. So now Debbie is probably just going to guard it, or Plan B with just to tap it back. They got at least two options with this shot.
Yeah, so Debbie with the Newman ring, they are trying to steal here.
Yep.
So it's probably a lot better off for them to protect.
That's correct.
At this point.
That's correct. So Jason Patella,
I think it's Jeff.
Jeff Patella, is just guarding that promotion, and he's done a really nice job.
Yeah, very nice
So
job.
their only shot is to come around and just promote in.
Yeah, looks like that's what they're calling. Oh, they're calling from the out turn.
I hope that's not what they're thinking.
They don't have enough rings on the out turn to be able to hold their shooter.
They're going to have to. They're maybe doing a hit and roll. Again, that's a difficult shot out there.
Well, look, with the number of guards up there, they're all difficult shots.
But I think that one's probably more difficult than the other shot about just coming in on the left-hand side of the rinks. So here's Debbie. All she's doing is trying to guard her shot. They're sweeping, which is a good sign, but it needs to curl a little more.
Bring it hard. Bring it hard.
Come on, Debbie. The girls are really, all they need to do is just get it over the line. Oh, they didn't get it over. Not sure why the girls quit. They should have just put their heads down and sweep. So they're doing a double promotion. This is the call that they've made. Again, I'm not sure that this is an extremely difficult shot.
This is a challenging shot for sure.
I think they're feeling they have to get one. And I understand they're feeling this way, but they've already got 4 rocks in the ring, and I think they need to try and draw in from the left and cut them down. Even if it's down to 1, at least they can still get back into the game at this stage. But if they don't get 1 rock in here, this
George,
could be game over.
So, George, which is the easiest rock to remove and hit and roll, do you think? Is it the one on the high upper, far side on the right, or is it this one at the back on the left?
Well, I'm thinking, Skip, that I would just draw in and just give up the 1, because I just don't think there's any good choices here with a hit. And if they don't get anything in there, they're looking at 4. So it's not bad.
So it looks like he's a little
floating.
wide.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's floated a little wide again. So it's going to rack on the front without doing much of anything.
Yeah, see, that was the risk of that shot. So on this side, they're just trying to do a hit and roll, but it looks like it's just going to stay there. Oh, will they jam? Wow. That was John didn't have enough weight for that roll, hit and roll. I'm a little surprised at that, Skip.
Yeah, me too.
So it gives Debbie another chance to guard here.
Yeah, so it looks like Harmon scored up 6-0 on sheet B.
It's not
right?
6-0. It's
it's 8-0. Yeah.
They're in total command. I feel for Gavin because he really didn't have much to shoot at.
Yeah, definitely.
I personally would have just drawn on the outside and tried to cut him down. That was really all he had. They were desperation. They felt they needed to get 1, and that's what they called. So. So here's Debbie. She's really all she's doing is just guarding it. All they want is just 1. All the other points are just gravy. She looks a little heavier.
Yeah. So there's a trade-off there. When you come up short on 1 rock, your second rock tends to be a little heavier.
But even if actually it's not coming over either, so they should just bring it in behind. And if I would, Donnie, I would call them to sweep it behind, all the way back. That's right, all the way back.
Yeah. No, that turned out to be a pretty good shot. So
This
is last rock now by the Siegel team, so they need to do something in order to minimize the damage that's inflicted on them right now.
It's a little bit of an opening for John. He can hit it, but it's again, he doesn't have much room for error because of the rock in the front. So he has to hit it right on the nose in order to score.
Yeah, so that's right. He can get a nose hit for 1, but if he rolls out at all,
it could be 2
then it's
for
probably
red.
going to be another steal of 2.
Yeah. So Ty is trying to. What's Ty trying to do? Ty is just trying to put up a guard. They need a lot of guards, a lot of yellow rocks in play to try and get in this game.
That was a really nice end setup at the Zonia-Newman rink.
Yes.
You know, they're positioned themselves really well.
So John has got a little bit of a stressful shot here. He can't be inside. He'll hit and roll
his
out.
line is looking pretty good, though.
I don't think so. I think they're going to hit the front and roll out, which is exactly what we...
Oh, you're right.
So they actually got 3, maybe 4. They got 4.
It's like a steal of 4 by the Newman rink.
So again, Skip, I would have done a lot less weight and just tried to just tap it back because that. Because if you don't get it, you'll hit and roll out, and there you go. You got 4.
Yeah. So you're saying basically do an essential draw, right? To be able to put it where you want it, rather than trying to remove a rock.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Because if you're not perfectly on line, that's the result. So that's good. Red is now looking got a comfortable lead right now, but this is a game where things could turn in a hurry. So
Yeah, so I think the score is 7-2, I believe.
did they get 4 or 3?
I think they
4.
got 4, yeah.
Wow. So here's Schomer. They're trying to get a lot of yellows in that house. They need a lot of yellow rocks. They gotta completely ignore all the red rocks now. So that's not bad. That's a good spot because they can promote that rock in later on in the end. So here.
So this is an interesting situation for both these teams on these rinks, right? Is that they're behind by quite a number of points. It's a lot of pressure, and curling under pressure is very, very challenging.
Yeah. But you know, to be honest with you, Skip, sometimes when you get that lead, it's almost more stressful for the team ahead because they're so worried about letting them back in.
Right.
So then they just start to hit.
Yeah.
And then they forget how to draw.
Right.
So Harmon team is ignoring the yellow rocks, and they're going to go in. This is an alternate strategy than what's typically played when you've got such a big lead. Usually you try and just get rid of all those rocks. Maybe they're going to... It's a little heavy. So, Steve has gone through the house, and Debbie is going to, again, try to call for something in the top of the 12. Again, with that lead, you probably don't want rocks in front of the house. You just want it nibbling on the 12-foot. Once you get a lead like that, the more rocks in play, the more the advantage of the team trying to get back into the game. So
Sheet A, the ladies are indicating that this might be a little bit heavy.
which is good because you don't want rocks in front of the house with that lead. So
A little too heavy, though.
So Schomer is now trying to put up another guard. It's from my vantage point, I think it's on the right line, but I don't. The sweepers aren't sweeping. That's not a good sign. I think it's a little heavy. So here's Steve trying to get some yellow rocks in play.
That one went right through.
Yeah.
Flash.
So that's a good draw by Steve. But it's in the house, so the Newman rink can hit it. And that's exactly what Debbie is calling for. Now Harmon is, again, I think all they're trying to do is just maybe draw in, but it looks a little heavy too. Now, is that a bald Elvis? Is that the costume he's got the sunglasses, and he's got the chest hair.
Michelle looks like she's
Michelle's a
flashing this
little
one.
wide on that shot. That gives a little hope to John and his team. So here's Schomer's team. They're trying to draw in. Right now there's only one yellow in their play. They need a whole bunch of more yellow rocks in play. This is not looking too bad. Will it bite though? Will it stay in the house? It's looking pretty good. That's a good shot. So yellow is sitting 2 now. So Kirby is trying to draw in behind. So they're not sweeping, which is good, but maybe it's because he's heavy. But they should hope that it just wicks, which they are. And so now Yellow is sitting 2. I hope they can't hear what we're saying.
They will eventually.
Kate is eyeing up his shot. He's giving negative ice here. He's going to throw a lot of weight, I think. And here he goes with his takeout. It's actually a good release. Just need to be careful on that line. It will float. It's looking like a good shot by Kate. That's a good shot. Uh-oh.
Another flash.
Michelle won't be happy with that shot. So now Yellow's looking at 2, and they're going to probably just throw another rock in to make it close. Schomer is again trying to draw in behind like the last rock. Kirby is just trying to freeze up to their rock that's on the button. It looks like it's pretty good weight. I can't tell what the line is like, but it looks like it's pretty good weight. It's not good when they're not sweeping. Will it go through the port? Will it go through the back? Oh, it just wicked, and that was probably a good thing, or it may have gone completely through. That's not a bad position for John's team. That rock is in a good spot. Debbie's calling for a takeout. And I think...
Yeah, she's indicating the double.
Yeah, and if Donna's a little inside, then they can do a hit and roll, which is also a good result. What they can't do is be a little bit wide and then roll over. It'll be an open hit for John for 3 again. So I'm sure Debbie's calling the ice so that if it does curl a little bit, there'll be a nice hit and roll. Donna's releasing the rock, and I can't tell how her line is. Looks a little wide.
Does look a little wide.
It needs to come back. It's a little bit too much weight.
Uh-oh,
this is not looking good for yellow, or for red.
So is this what you were talking about earlier when you get a big lead, that it's a little
That's
hard
right.
it's a little hard to hold their lead?
You have a hard time focusing for whatever reason, and all of a sudden it's back. That's exactly what happened to us this morning. Oh, Schomer just unfortunately missed that takeout. So there may be so many rocks in play now that they may have to consider drawing in. I think the takeout game is over on this end. They've got an opportunity to just freeze up. I don't think they should try any takeouts anymore, especially with the rocks in their play now. I think they should play.
Oh, now this is too tempting, though. Look at this.
No,
Look at this double that's right there, right? They're gonna do it, right? I know what you're saying, and I agree.
I don't think I like this call. I think they should just try and tap it back. If they only give them 1 or 2, big deal.
Yeah.
If they whiff, then they're giving up 5 potentially.
Yeah.
So just a draw in there would be, I think, a better call. But since I'm not the skip,
Yeah, this is what they talk about playing the scoreboard, right?
yeah, and I'm thinking that they're just so worried about all the yellow rocks that they feel they have to hit it out. And I can't tell the line. The sweeping is a good sign. They just want to hit and roll.
Line's pretty good. They're going to get a double here. Oh, not quite a double. All right.
So, unfortunately, that rock is now in a position where this is a pretty straightforward hit without jamming. So that was the risk of that shot.
All right, sheet B.
Is Schomer is
So
Harmon is still sitting 1.
sitting.
So Mark is just trying to do a hit. So it's curling. It's unfortunately, if it curls too much, they may jam.
Oh, It does look like it's curling too much.
Oh,
He got a little
managed
lucky
to-
there.
He got
'cause it
really
was-
lucky because he went out between the other two
That
rocks.
was not what they called, but did the job. So here you go. Schomer is feeling that he needs to hit this out so that they can get sitting two. This is a tricky shot. This curls quite a bit.
This is his first skip stones.
He will have to throw that big weight that we saw him throw on the second end skip if he wants to get that shot. If he's a little light, it will peel away. So here we go. Gavin. It looks like it's lighter weight, which is not a good thing because it will curl too much. Unfortunately, they're going to promote that red one in. I was barely enough for, that was more like hack weight. And unfortunately, they're line two. Debbie is now looking at 3 yellow. I don't know what the call is, Skip. Do you know what the call is?
No, I don't.
Is it a takeout?
Looks like they're trying to hit.
They're trying to hit that yellow on the biting the 4. Is what I think the call is.
Yep.
Yep. So they got to sweep it hard because it will take off. I heard this ice curls crazy. It's looking not bad.
No, but you're right on this side. It does curl.
They need a
lot.
piece. They need a piece.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
they're not going to get it.
so again, Skip, I'm not sure why, especially with Debbie's draw weight, that they just wouldn't draw to the back yellow one. Because really, you got to play the scoreboard now. Just freeze one in the back, and then it will make it difficult for John to get more than 1 or 2. Harmon is just pouring on the pressure. Another really good front house draw. This is going to make it extremely difficult for Schomer to get even 1. That was a perfectly placed draw shot by Jeff. Yellow, only shot is to try and promote that yellow one in. That's really their only shot. And the way this ice curls, it is very difficult to keep the line. And this morning, I think this ice isn't enough. They need more ice if they want to try and angle raise into the 4-foot. I think they need more ice in this. So I can't tell how Gavin's line was. It looks a little heavy, unfortunately. Yeah, it's curling too much. That was what I was worried about. And they may even raise another red one in. Oh, that's too bad. So John is just probably discarding, hey? Now it might curl away and will give Debbie a chance to come and draw in underneath this. This is not going to do much for John. It's curling too much. So Debbie, I think, will try and draw up to it. Even if they don't get shot rock, that's okay. They just need to sit on top of it, cut him down.
Looks like that's the shot they're calling.
3 calls too late. And I can be critical this way because this is my wife growing.
They only need the last shot. What are you talking about, George? They only need the last shot. Yes.
So Debbie, a little pressure on for Debbie.
Yeah.
They need to get a rock.
A nice, easy little freeze.
Yeah, this is freezes are the most difficult shot in curling.
What?
They you have to be perfect in line and perfect in weight.
And your sweepers really need to be really attentive to the weight.
But if they can get anything in front of those 2 yellows, it will give them some hope to get out of this end.
So biting the 8-foot in front of those rocks
would be perfect.
Would be really, really good.
That's right. So here we go. Here's the pressure shot. She's a little tight though.
Yeah.
But they Yeah, she looks a little tight and it looks a
Oh,
little.
yeah, it's going to curl hard.
No, they don't want to raise that yellow one in.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good at
Oh,
all.
we're looking at a 5-ender here.
They just wanted to make things
Oh, yeah. They were accused of that earlier today, making it a little too interesting.
Yeah, we know how it feels. We did that this morning, so.
Yeah.
Why is Kate talking to that?
And Debbie,
Yeah, Kate is trying to distract Debbie from her purpose of the day. I don't think we can. I don't think we can explain over the open network here what's
what
going
that
on the
discussion
ice.
was about. Okay, John has got an open draw for 5. This is almost identical to our game this morning.
Looks light though.
I think it looks pretty good, Wade. And the good news is he's got a lot of backing.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know what? They may. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, draw for 5.
Wow.
game.
Okay, so we're brand new game. We're all tied up again on sheet A.
It's almost like deja vu. This is exactly how our game went this morning.
That's right.
Exactly the same.
Isn't this a fun sport?
All right, girls are gonna have to forget that end.
Yeah, 10-second rule, right?
Yeah. Sheet B, the game's over, so all our attention is now on sheet A. We thought we were So here we go. The girl's gonna push the reset button. Oh, Steve doesn't like the call. It's challenging the skip. If I was the lead, I wouldn't be doing that because that's not my place. But I guess this is a cohesive team and they allow that kind of feedback. So the sweepers are not sweeping, but I think it's going to stay outside the house. So,
Oh yeah, yes. Good looking shot.
so that's actually a pretty good shot by Steve. That's well placed. That is perfect. Right. Nice shot by Steve. Okay, the girls got smiles on their faces now. I think Debbie is maybe calling for a broomstick here, I think is what she's saying. And the girls around them say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Debbie.
Yeah. But she's putting a condition on there that they got to finish this particular end.
That's right.
You know, so she's promising them the world,
Yep.
right? And just basically saying, okay. And I think everybody will admit that Debbie's pretty good at this kind of psychological warfare.
So,
Yeah, Deb's got her queen on, that's for sure.
and Debbie's trying to distract John. That's another good tactic. John is trying to stay focused, but I don't think he's doing a good job of it. Debbie's calling for, what is she calling here?
I think she's gonna. She's gonna pull it. She's
Aggressive play by
she's
Debbie.
gonna
Here
pull
she
it in.
goes.
She's gonna pull it in. Yeah.
And
Kate's
Kate's
got
a
a
little
nice line.
inside. I think it's a little inside by my perspective.
Yes. Yes.
Let it curl. Let it curl.
The curl past.
Let it curl past, so it's wide open on the other side. Come on, a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Kiss off it. No. Actually, that's not a bad result. Plan B. You always got to have Plan B in your game, Skip.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes even Plan C's. So, John is going to go in behind. Steve's lining up a shot. Steve is not comfortable getting deep in the hack. He's almost basically standing as he throws. He's got amazing coordination and balance to do this, but he somehow manages to do it. And Steve has got a pretty good line here. It all now depends on weight. This is looking good. Steve is putting the pressure on the girls here. Two really good shots. The only good thing about this shot is it's in the open, so Debbie has an opportunity to hit and roll if she wants. They are calling for the hit and roll. Again, I would call the other turn, but I guess if she's a little wide, then she could take the red one out. No, she can't. She can't touch that rock. So, I think they're having a conference here.
I think she's just.
They're going back to the same call.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're.
She's throwing out to the other wing.
Yeah.
Right?
And just the way I've seen this rock curl, it curls at times. So Kate needs to make sure she's right on the broom and with the right weight. Now she's a little outside though, and she can't hit that red one out because she does. They have to replace it.
She overthrew it quite a bit.
This is a lot of weight. Can it kiss off a little bit? But fortunately, that rock has to go back and play.
No, it doesn't. No, it's still in play. That was a fabulous shot. I wish I could throw a shot like that. That was very impressive.
Instead of stopping. Because we were talking about this a fair bit.
Now John's trying to throw up another guard to protect his rock in the house.
Kirby is, I can't tell if he was on the broom or not. The sweepers are thinking he's in the house. They're pointing to the rock to say, can we freeze to it? I think it's going to stay around, but I think it's going to be in the back of the house, which is not a bad result. Well, they're going to the draw game. Here we go. It's going to get interesting this end. They're going to the draw game.
So it's interesting because Deb has the hammer, right? And they're going to the draw game early.
Which is okay because the rocks are in the house, right? So
yeah.
As long as they can get some rocks, it doesn't matter if they're not perfectly in line. I think with all the yellow rocks in there, they got to do this.
There's not much ice.
I think they changed the call. They were talking on that.
So I think they're still drawing, but maybe they're doing a light tap. I don't know. Now I can't tell the broom if she's close. The weight is close.
I think the line's pretty good.
I think it's curling too much. Actually, it's looking pretty darn good.
Yes, it is.
It just
looking
needs to
very
curl
good.
a little
Very
more.
Good, very good, very good.
That's a great shot by Michelle.
It's over curling. They should have kept sweeping it. Oh, what a nice shot. They're not shot rock.
Yeah, I agree with you, Skip. I'm not sure why they didn't call a sweep. They didn't need to hit and roll in behind. John is saying, I don't care. We're shot, we're guarding. So that's the call. So Kirby's going to try and guard it. Oh, it caught
no,
something.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna curl
That's
way out of the way.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
The rock caught. I had a few of those the first game.
Yeah, this is gonna curl way out of the way.
No, not the first. That was last night. I had a couple of those.
All right, now what's Deb gonna call?
I think just the same weight and just tap that yellow one behind. Just
Just
throw
off to the
back line
just-
weight.
just off to the side.
Just tap it back.
Yeah.
No big weight. And I think that's what Deb is signaling.
Yes.
Just the same weight. Yeah, that's exactly what she's calling. That's the right call.
Yeah. She's basically going to keep the front of the house open again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back line weight.
How much time we got? What time does this game start?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So they got another few ends
Yep.
to go.
I don't know if that's enough ice, Skip.
Looks a little tight.
If they're doing the same weight. That looks a little bit.
that
Oh,
looks
she's tight though.
She's tight again.
But hopefully she's got the right weight or more weight than what they were calling. Oh, come on.
Oh, no, it's going to over curl.
Well, maybe they should let it over curl. It's too late. Come on, kiss out. That's not bad. That's not a bad result.
All right.
So John's probably going to hit the red one.
All right, this is turning into a very interesting end.
Yeah, John's going to hit the red. He just doesn't care if he stays or not. So let's see if Mark has dialed his weight up a bit. He was a little bit too soft in the last few. Now this looks pretty good. Yeah, this is looking like a good shot by Mark.
He's going to nose it.
Yeah, he's going to get a nice hit and roll too, in fact. So that's a good. Do you agree, Skip? Hopefully with a. Here we go. Can't be a little. It can't be outside on this shot, which unfortunately looks like it's the case. So maybe they're doing the draw.
Not bad, not bad.
I think they need to sweep it. They need to sweep it.
This is a good looking shot.
It needs to. Oh, I guess you're right.
This is a really good looking shot.
It needs to curl. It needs to curl. Nice shot.
A lot of backing.
They're only sitting one, but that's okay. That's they got a lot of backing now. I think they're out of their danger right
All right,
now.
so now we're down to skip stones on
That's
this on this end.
They're out of danger. It was looking bad for a while.
All right. So now what's
I think John is going to do
doing?
the same shot,
He's just going to try to sit on top of it.
or just with a little tap,
Yeah.
right? That's what I
Yeah.
would do.
And the way this is curling, you just don't know whether or not it's going to curl back on your rock or curl back on their rock.
Yeah, it's
You know,
like
if they once they touch it.
because Donna's didn't curl that much, so John has actually cut the ice down. So we'll see what happens here. Again, this is more of a weight shot than a hitting the broom shot.
Oh, he looks like he slipped. He might be a little narrow there.
I can't tell, Skip. What do you think?
He's looking narrow. He's looking really narrow. He's on that front guard.
Okay. So if they're going to just try and split it open, that's why they keep sweeping.
Wow.
So now Debbie will just call it.
He's going to try to protect.
But they have an opportunity, Skip, is if it looks like it's going to bury, they can bring it in and score step two.
So Deb's got 2 stones left to throw,
Yeah.
right? And so she probably wants it top 12.
And then they can promote it.
And then
if
they can
have to.
promote it, exactly.
That's correct.
Exactly. So, you know, if John happens to remove it, right, it means his shooter is not likely anywhere near scoring position, right?
Yep.
And then Deb has either another wide open shot for 2, or she's going to deal with whatever the result is of John's shot.
That's right. So, again, I think this is more of a weight shot than being on the broom.
Yeah, so this in reality is not really a pressure shot. I'm sure Deb is feeling a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, if it's high, that's fine. If it's a little deep, that's fine.
Okay, so I can't tell how her line is. It looks a little wide from my angle.
Looks a little heavy.
It's coming back. I think they should sweep it, Skip. It looks like it's curling.
Yeah, it sure does.
Looks like Debbie's curls more than Donna's. This is not bad.
Oh my goodness.
This
sakes.
is what I called, Skip. This is exactly what I thought.
This is a fabulous shot.
This is a pistol.
Unbelievable shot.
So John has got.
Well, there's no celebration going on the ice. What's going on?
I can't believe how much Debbie's curled there, Skip.
That was some shot.
Like that almost went sideways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if he tries to hit it like promoting his own on there, right? That's a tricky shot.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, no, it's a good strategy. But
So I don't know.
I mean, ideally he's going to freeze onto the button, right? Freeze onto this left side red rock, right?
So I think he's hitting. I don't know what he's doing. Is he going to hit that one in the back?
With that ice, he's got to come with some serious weight.
But he can't bump it, right? He has to freeze.
Yeah, but not with that ice.
No, not with that ice, exactly. But that's what I'm saying, is that he has to perfectly freeze it so he's got a piece of the button to
He's tight.
to outshoot, because this is his
tight.
last rock.
He's tight. He's tight. I'm not sure what John was calling here, guys.
Oh, and he bumped the rock.
Didn't matter. So Debbie's got a shot for 3. He needed to draw into it.
I think so.
There's no other shot.
Well, I didn't mind this angle.
Yeah, but that's a difficult
there.
shot.
That's tougher. Yeah, the draw was there. I don't know why.
And even if he wasn't perfect, it would be very difficult to hit and chip it out, right? So, not sure about the call, John. John's not happy.
All right.
So Debbie just really basically needs to,
Any piece of the 4 foot will get 3 points.
but they need to make sure that they don't accidentally raise that yellow one in.
Right. So she looks like she's plenty wide with the broom,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's the right
To
ice.
touch the yellow, she'd need 5 feet of curl.
Yep. Debbie's in the hack, eyeing up the shot, trying to reproduce the beautiful shot she just threw. The girls are getting ready. I can't tell. Looks a little tight. I'm worried. I think it's really tight, Skip.
No, I think the line's really good.
So they're going to make sure that if it's tapping, that it's not going to tap theirs out. I would sweep it. Okay, it's okay. Now, can they get 2 out of this? Or 3? They may have 3.
Oh, I think they got 3.
It's going to be a measure for the third shot. It's going to be a measure. Watch it, Michelle. No, they're not even measuring it. So
right,
they must see it that it's obvious that. Well, we'll find out what it was.
When they put it up, yeah.
But they obviously thought it was pretty clear.
That was quite a heart-stopping end of curling. That was pretty impressive.
It was started off in a bad foot for Newman, but they came back strong. So the real question is, was it 2 or 3? Two, 3. 3.
3, all right.
So it was 3. Boy, this is a high-scoring game. First 1 to 15 wins. Kate's lining up the shot. She's got that determined look on her face. And the girls, that skip, once the one sharp. I thought Kate shot.
Very, very good shot.
But wait, John's going to hit it. Steve is lining up.
I don't know, down by 3. Is this really the right call to be hitting this shot, or is it?
You know what, Skip? I don't know. The way this game has gone, I have no idea what's the best call.
Oh, I think he's drawing.
No, that's not with that weight.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
It looks like he's got it. But it may roll out, which is a waste of a shot.
Oh, yeah, he's on the outside of it. Oh,
Well, then hang on.
He's got it, he's got it.
But again, that plays to Debbie's advantage. The less rocks in play, the better.
Yeah.
They needed to hit and stay. Debbie's going to call the same thing. Top 12. And Skip, why aren't they just throwing in a rock in front of the house? Why are they calling it in?
Well, I think they're hoping that John will start hitting those rocks because they're in the house.
Yeah.
They're worried, right?
Yeah.
It's an interesting tactic, right?
Yeah.
Whereas John needs the points, but when you got a scoring rock in play, right? You're so tempted
Right.
to hit it, to hit it
That's
out.
right.
You're protecting against, points against you.
So I 100% agree with you. The girls do not want any rocks in front because it just gives John an opportunity to hide rocks behind. So this is exactly what they called. A little bit deeper than what they wanted, but that's still a pretty good shot
That's
by
a
Kate.
really good shot, right?
Yeah, that's a
right?
good shot
So
by
very
Kate.
tempting by John to hit it out.
And he's going
right?
to hit it.
Yeah, rather than freezing. Freezing
Yeah.
might be the right call right now.
John
Right?
is down 3. He needs
Yeah.
to hit or freeze. So this might be the last end. So they.
Yeah, if the girls are watching the clock, they're going to try to play a draw in where they play it out really slowly.
So that's a good shot by Steve. So now it's Michelle. And so this is the dilemma. The girls haven't been hitting very well. And maybe that's what John is playing for, is that the girls haven't been hitting very well. Maybe he's hoping they'll flash a few.
Yeah, possibly. I've got confidence in Michelle, though.
Michelle is lining up the shot. I think this is a little inside. They got to sweep it. Sweep it hard, girls. They got to just all they need is a piece. They don't care if they stay. Good shot by Michelle. That was a really nice
Looks
weight.
really good.
That was a nice shot.
Oh, and they're staying right on the edge.
That's even better.
a good shot. That's a tough shot to
Now
take
John
out.
is going to go for it, which I really don't understand. That is what we call in golf a sucker pin.
Yes.
You just want to draw up to it.
Yeah, you definitely want to freeze on that one.
If Kirby's a little bit inside, again, they'll just hit and roll out. So here we go, Kirby. I can't tell how his...
Not very heavy.
Which is not a good thing because he'll over curl. It looks like it's over curling, Skip.
Already, yes, it is. Definitely over curling.
But those sweepers are doing a great job in trying to keep it straight. But see
they do have a piece of it.
But that was the wrist, right? So now it's completely open again. And this is so far a perfect end for the girls. Wide open, no danger. John needs to get at least 3.
I'm surprised Deb is calling to the side. Like, wouldn't you tend to want to rate it on the center and just keep hitting to the center?
I don't know. Maybe Debbie's thinking that maybe we'll just put a rock in a different spot just to make them guess what the ice is, right?
Yeah, that's a good thought.
So here goes Michelle. The girls. They're wanting to sweep. It's looking a little heavy. But that's good. They'd rather be heavy than light. Michelle, it might hang around. No, just a little heavy. Okay. So, Kirby is lining up his shot. Oh, John's changed his mind. He's going to the other side. Now again, this really curls this way. So Kirby, it's probably better to be just a little bit on the left side of the center, which he's done. So that's probably a good thing. Now it really becomes a weight thing. The sweepers aren't sweeping it. That's a good sign.
It's always with the cool kids.
I think Kirby has got a real nice shot here.
It didn't curl as much as I would have thought.
Yeah.
Like it's barely the edge of the forefoot.
Well, remember, he was about this far. He was about a foot on the left side of the center line.
True, yeah.
So this is a real preference. For me, Skip, I prefer to have the straighter shot and come the other way. With the amount this curls, it's just so.
But I think you made an interesting comment earlier that the girls were struggling a little bit with their takeouts. So I think throwing up the center is physically easier, right?
Okay.
By calling more broom, and I think that's probably what Debbie's thinking.
Okay. So Donna is ready to go. They really don't care if they stick. They just need a. Oh, she pushed it a little wide. The way she released it. Is it coming?
Oh,
I think she has a.
Oh, yeah, I think she's got
No, she doesn't.
Oh. No, she doesn't. It's too bad.
When she released, I saw her push it.
Yeah.
So Marcus is going to split the house. Should we? Yeah, we probably should. I think they know.
Yeah, because they cannot finish the end of the next, 7 minutes? They can't finish in the next 7 minutes, I don't think.
So just to be clear, this is their right.
We're told pig.
Well, no, once we get closer to the end of the end, we'll just go up and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, Donna. Donna's going to try and take that yellow one out that Mark just threw. This looks like a better line. It depends on weight. It's got to get off that line. That's the problem with lines. They tend to...
Oh my goodness sakes. I can't believe it. Wow. The pressure is on.
See, this is, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay, right? Okay, there's that. So I
It's still pretty open though, right?
So Mark is going to try and just probably sit on top of that other yellow one he just threw. Looks like Mark's got good weight.
Yeah, but his line is not very good.
So this is a dilemma line. Do you do a hit or do you just... I guess you have to hit it because they're both in the front.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a position where they're just trying to eliminate stones, right?
Yeah, you're right. They have to hit. And they're going to try and go right in between. If Debbie can hit right in the crotch, they can maybe get both.
Which is not, it looks easy and it's not.
No, it's not.
Surprisingly how difficult this shot is.
So, Debbie's lining up the shot. See that unfortunate. It looks like it's a straight line right on the center line, and so it's a tricky shot because once it gets off that line, it will take off.
Yeah.
So Donna hit the line and just stayed. So they're calling ice off, just off the line. So hopefully they can keep it straight. There's a lot of weight. That's the right idea.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot that hard. Shoot that hard.
This is looking pretty good, Skip.
Yeah.
So they just needed to curl a little more, I think.
Looking really, really, really good.
So this is looking good. Debbie looks like she might have a double here.
Whoa! Whoa!
That was a crowd pleaser.
Wow! Was that ever a good shot?
That was an absolute perfect line, perfect weight. That may have saved the game.
I think that just crushed John.
So that was, that was exactly what they called. That was a great shot by Debbie. John is thinking about life in general right now as he's walking down the ice. He's thinking that, I don't know what John's thinking. He still has this game. If he makes this and Debbie misses, they can tie.
Yeah, he's got the hammer for sure.
So the tie is still in there.
Yeah.
So again, John has to be careful. He cannot be on the other side of that line or it will not come back. So people think takeouts are an easy part of the game. Actually, it is very difficult. So John is throwing. I can't tell. He looks close to the line.
Oh, yeah, he looks pretty good.
I think he's got it. That's a good, nice control weight by John. That's a good shot by John. And so Debbie, all she has to do is repeat.
Repeat the shot for the win, right?
Yep. Well, if they're deciding, they may play another end. So we'll see.
It's 3:43 right now.
Try to squeeze it out.
Yeah.
So Debbie will do the same thing. Now again, that ice is, I'm just worried, Skip, that the ice has to be just on the other side of that line or it will stay there and that would not be good. Because that's what Donna's did.
So what's the ideal shot? The ideal for her to roll behind that other guard?
I don't think you want to keep all of those thoughts out of your mind. All you're doing is just hitting that rock.
Okay.
Don't want to think about rolls, nothing right now. Debbie just wants to get a hit. Even if she rolls out, that's okay too. Just get it out. Boy, it's quite tense out there. Everyone is thinking about what's going on. Debbie is getting the hack. If he throws the same weight as last time, making sure she's on the left side of that line, things should be fine. So here she goes.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
This is really good to throw the same shot twice in a row. She's a little wide.
But that's okay because she's a little lighter.
Yeah.
See how it hangs on the line, Skip?
Yeah, no, she's got a really good looking shot here.
I think she's got it. And she's going to get the roll that you called there, Skip.
There were 6 of us down there coming.
Of course.
She must have heard you.
Look at that. Now she's sitting shot rock.
So now John is.
Now John's got a whole new line to shoot at.
Yeah.
Right? You remember how we talked earlier about how much it was curling on this side of the ice?
This is not a straightforward shot. So here we go. John has got this to at least get 2. I'm not sure if this is the last end or not. So if they're throwing it, I would suggest they're going to play one more end.
So it's 3:45 right now.
Yeah. So I'm suggesting they're probably going to play one more end because otherwise they'd be shaking hands right now. So here goes John.
Oh.
I think he's got it. You'll be surprised how much it curls.
Oh.
But it will roll out.
That's right. Yeah.
It'll roll out. Get ready, girls. Come on, Donna, you can get out. Oh, don't jam.
No, it's good.
Jeez.
All right. Oh, they're shaking, and they're shaking. Oh, my goodness sakes.
So,
wow, that was one hell of a game.
turned around, I'm like, gotta be him.
I won the speed bracket last year.
Good job, George. That was very good.
Good. Yeah.
Yes. That's
You have a promising future. Maybe as a commentator, you were
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done here for this game. We are going to shut down this live stream and get started and ready for the next one. We got a little bit of ice prep to do. Next game is scheduled to start at 4:15. We'll see you then.